Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. We're making myself a Coraline, and I'm using the worst materials ever, but we'll see how it ends up. I actually don't have any metal wiring, so I did the craziest thing, and I used, what are these called? The sparkly tie things. If I remember, I'll put it when I'm editing this video, but I shredded the sparkly things off just to get to the wire, and this is the skeletal base of which will be me, but it will look better once I put the clay on. This is just the skeleton, and there's glitter all over my room. That's the trash can. This is the one that made it into the trash. There's glitter all over the floor at the party. That was so wrong. But anyway, let's get into the video.
Welcome to me speed doing things. I still don't know the name. I tried to Google it. I don't know how to Google what these things are called. If you remember, comment below. But I'm definitely not happy with how this project turned out. But stick around for the end for chaos, because trust me, chaos does ensue, because I'm 90% sure I made a cursed object. And I don't know if you can make a cursed object when you're still alive, but if you can, I definitely did it. So let's get into that. Right now I'm just making the skeleton base that I showed you in the beginning. I definitely should have used something sturdier like wire, but I was like, I don't need to do that. Oh, was I wrong? But, you know, it is what it is. I made this round base out of clay, but I didn't end up using it, so this was actually a big waste of my time. And I waited for it to dry forever, too. So, yeah, I didn't need the base because it wouldn't stand up, but I'll use the base for another thing. This is the design I did. It's based off of Coraline. And I kind of got this idea because I've been seeing Coraline everywhere for the anniversary, and I wanted to make myself into Coraline for that. And you know how they have button eyes in the alternate universe, so that's what I was going for. And I made the head by doing tinfoil and rolling it up and sticking it on the top and putting a hole in the base. And I used felt for the clothing because the dolls are made out of felt but have like these clay-like heads, because they are not the same as the clay models in the movie that move around. These are the clay stuffed animals, sort of, that are like the cursed objects of the other universe, and she gets gifted it in the beginning of the movie. I feel like you have to see the movie if you want to understand where this is going. Definitely watch Coraline first. Also, why would you be watching this video if you haven't seen Coraline? I did something a little crazy for the stuffing. Don't judge me. My dog, when she was a baby, destroyed a Squishmallow, but I had it clipped so it didn't leak stuffing everywhere. So I unclipped the top of its head and took some stuffing out. Squishmallows have a lot of stuffing, okay? So it's not hurting their feelings. They have some to spare, and I just reclipped the top of its head so the stuffing stays in. Because I haven't sewn it yet, because I really don't know how to sew. That's why the hot glue gun is there, because I used it in place of sewing. And if you know me, that's a terrible, terrible idea. I still have burns on my fingers, and you will literally see that happening soon, as I glue it and then I pull my finger away repeatedly. It's not good. The burns on my fingers, not great. Who lets me have a hot glue gun? Me, because I'm 21 and I'm an adult and nobody can stop me. But yeah, it hurt. Don't recommend. If you can sew, definitely do that instead of a hot glue gun. And also, you can kind of see the glue. It's not a great piece. I'm not proud of it at all. But it's, you know, it's a cursed object. If I die randomly, I'll have an object to haunt. It will be right there. My body will go into that. Actually, I would really hate that because I hate this art piece and it's so creepy, I cannot lie. And fun fact about me, I was horrified of Coraline when I was younger, but now I love it. The animation in that is amazing. It's stop motion and clay. The work that goes into that is amazing. And the fact that they get the little mice from the scene that everybody knows it's iconic. It's like the mice are dancing, and the fact that they get to take one home if you worked on the set is, I'm envious, really. It's so good. I love animation, and I could never shut up about it. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about how much I love the movie, even though I was petrified of it as a child. Next part, I smoothed the clay out across the tinfoil as best as I could so I'd have a flat surface to work on for the facial features. And then I had to wait for that to dry, and while I did that, I worked on the hands, and by doing that, I just like rolled it out. I wanted to add fingers, but it was becoming too much, and I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest. But most of the dolls have like these rounded hands and aren't that detailed. That's because it's just like the haunted doll, sort of. The other mother makes them, and they're felt of the body, you know. And then I made the clothing out of more felt because I wanted to make it look like my YouTube avatar, which has the sweater and the skirt. I didn't go for brown for the skirt though, like I do in my avatar. I went for black because my hair is brown and it felt like too much brown when it was 3D. I don't know, it just felt that way to me. This would be one of those moments though where it would be very helpful if you knew how to sew, and I do not know how to sew. And why I thought a glue gun was a good replacement for sewing, who knows? Nobody, because it definitely was not a good replacement. Shout out my poor fingers. They're healing, but it was not great. And I didn't have the colored fabric I wanted. I had leftover white fabric from one of my events that I made my letters for my booth out of, so I thought I would reuse, recycle, reduce, and hopefully these would work. It didn't really look that good, to be honest, but it is what it is. It kind of looks like Sherpa, which is fine, because that's an actual fabric, like those blankets. I find them very uncomfortable, actually. I would never wear anything Sherpa, but it looks like Sherpa, so I guess it's good to look like actual clothing texture. Also, how many times did I just say Sherpa? It felt like way too many, and I apologize for ruining your ears. I took a break here, and I was actually watching a K-drama. If you're wondering what it is, ask in the comments. But I just decided to give a tour of it drying so far. That's the process. And I'm just having a break watching K-drama. And my fingers are in the lens. Oh my god, I'm professional. Okay, now we're done from our break, and we're doing the details on the face. And that's just like the nose, the lips. The nose was actually surprisingly easy. I guess it's from drawing so much that I have like the good sense of anatomy on the face. That was honestly the easiest part, was the nose and the lips. But it was weird doing the buttons for the eyes because I wasn't sure if I should like indent the eyes, sort of. Like, the regular eyes don't sit out of your face. There's like an indent, and then your eyes are like inside your head because they're connected to your brain. So of course they're like indented into your face. But with the buttons, I wasn't sure if they're indented or if they're kind of visibly out, like past your nose. So that's what I did, but I feel like it didn't look right, and it still doesn't look right to me. But the hair was really fun. I enjoyed making the little details of scratching out hair textures of all the strands. I think I went a little too crazy on the details, but it was my favorite part, so, you know, if it's your favorite part, go crazy! I even did it so long I had to cut it out some because it went on for too long. So I let it dry, and then I painted my hair brown because that's the color, obviously. I don't know why I needed to state that. And I made it a little frizzy around the edges by having the clay fan out almost. it doesn't look as frizzy as it is in real life because you can't make clay look frizzy, unfortunately. Maybe one day I won't have frizzy hair, but I am a high percentage of Irish, so I don't foresee that happening. But it is what it is. And then I went for the skin. The skin looked good on the clay, but the felt part made it look weird because it looks hairy almost. And I don't have that hairy legs. But again, it is what it is. How many times can I say that? That's what I say about my chronic illness too. When I can't change anything, I just go, it is what it is. So I say it far too frequently. I tried to do the buttons with my blue Poscas, but the Poscas weren't doing a good job of being a flat color on the clay, so I ended up letting it run a little bit and then smearing it in with a paintbrush, and that made it work better. Also, let's just not talk about the freckles. They turned out way too big, even though I used a tiny brush. So just let's not talk about it.
So we have the finished product here, and how does one create a cursed object? Does one have to die first? Because I think if I died, this would be a cursed object because it looks like me, and it's very scary. I mean, Coraline did scare me a lot as a kid, but this is... I think it's because I did it so badly that it's so scary. It looks like a child made it, and that's what makes it even scarier. Okay, it's really bad. I mean, I feel like somebody else could do worse. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I've seen really good versions. This isn't that bad. It's not that bad. It's just really scary. I went for blue buttons just because, I don't know, I felt like it fit the vibe. I'm really scared, guys. Is this gonna haunt me? I made it, but I think it's gonna haunt me. I got too into the Coraline game. I'm gonna get into Coraline and I'm gonna get buttons sewn into my eyes. Cause this is too good and I'm too scared. Are you scared? Yeah, it was based off my avatar. Because I wear the sweater frequently as well as a skirt. I didn't put my glasses on because the buttons are there. Yeah, it's really scary. So, I'm in the Coraline universe, and if I disappear, you know my other mom got me, and I now have buttons in my eyes, so let's do a little shoot outside. Give the Coraline vibes. I'm so sorry. Answer my question. Yes, you can make a haunted object if you are still alive. In that last clip you saw, I got bit by a spider. I might be Spider-Man in the next video, or I might be... So, yeah, I'm also not getting the doll back. You know, it can stay there. That's fine. And the spider, it can stay there too. I'm not getting close to it because my sister's doing research and apparently can hiss and jump. I'm done. The doll is sacrificed. I sacrificed it to the spider. It's done. We're all over. We're all over. Okay, bye everyone. Stay weird.